aggressively casual.
Let's do this. Welcome everybody to Aggressively Casual episode 19. I, as always, am your host, FreeBird. With me to my internet left is the one and only Cheeks Miller. Say hi, Cheeks.
Hey, what's going on?
Well, it's been a long couple of weeks around here. I don't know about you. It's been...
COVID and all.
Right, exactly. That's right. I almost forgot about that. Are you feeling better?
Yeah. Every time it comes around, it likes to leave a piece of itself. So we'll see how that goes.
Hey, like that.
Yeah, like that. And of course, 2 weeks I have shoulder surgery. So
now that's your other shoulder, right?
yes, the left one. I did the right one this time last year.
Yeah.
So the next episode will actually be the day before said surgery. So yeah.
Aw, we don't get loopy cheeks.
No.
Aww.
Oh, good. I won't. I'll be out of it for at least a week.
Yeah, fair. Well, it's good time. It's good timing then. But seriously, I wish you. I've told you this privately, but I wish you the best of luck with your surgery.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hopefully this will be the last one for a while. Of course, I keep saying that. And
I keep saying that, and every year something seems to pop up.
pretty much. Well, I'm getting old.
Some seems to pop up, but. So I don't think I need to ask what you've been playing lately, but I'm going to ask anyways. What you been playing lately, Cheeks?
Pretty much all Dune all the time.
Yeah.
I've passed 180 hours. I'm probably closer to 200 at this point.
Let's see. Let me pull up my played. I'm at 140. I'm a work week less than you.
Yeah.
I'm a work week less than you, but hey.
I know Jeff has a few more.
Yeah, I think Jeff's over 200 now, isn't he?
He should be over 200 at this point. For
yeah,
sure.
that's amazing. It's absolutely. I mean,
well, he's crazy.
Right, he's crazy. But to be fair, this game is wonderful.
It's good.
It's wonderful. Yeah. I love almost everything about this game, and
pretty much
311.
Oh damn.
Now, hold on. Are you leaving the launcher open?
Right.
Because that counts.
Well,
that
right, it
counts.
does count.
But no. Oh, well.
He's just playing the hell out of it.
He's just been playing the heck out of the game. But I want to dive directly into our first topic tonight, which is some Dune Awakening feedback, and also a discussion about how this game feels like it is or was made by two different dev teams.
Kind of feels that way at times, yeah.
And especially now that you and I have ventured into the deep desert.
Right.
It is very interesting. You brought this up the other day. You said that the game feels like it was developed by two different dev teams. There's the first part of the game, which is the handcrafted part, which is the story content, the side quests, the contracts, all the stuff in Haga, right?
Right.
And that's all really well done. Like it is probably become that portion of the game has become my favorite survival game I've played in a long time. And I would probably say in the last 5 to 10 years, if not longer. And it's inching close to being my favorite survival game I've played of all time. Right. Except you get to the deep desert and the end game, the true end game, and things fall off a cliff so fast, it's like you and I are playing New World.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
And I just don't understand. Well, okay, I understand.
Well,
I understand what happened.
I do understand, as the world that we live in vis-a-vis game development, it comes a time where the developers are developing, they're still developing.
Right.
they're like, we have this, this, and this to do. And then somebody says, we don't care. We have spent a lot of money on this and we need to start recouping that investment. And we need to start recouping that investment now.
Right.
So they kick it out and they kick it out incomplete. Now, to be fair, there are things to do in the deep desert, both the PvP area and the PvE area.
Correct.
But at the same time, and yes, I know the chat's going to tell me it's the deep desert. It's supposed to be empty, but it's also a game. So there needs to be things to do. Otherwise, why do you have such a vast area, but there's nothing to do? I mean, from B almost all the way out to, well, frankly, out to E, there's virtually nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, that's a huge expanse of just nothing.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, the idea behind the deep desert, beyond the PvP, thing that we've talked about before, right? The idea was that it would be a rotating refresh every week that would have new things and whatnot inside of each of these nodes.
Right.
But does that also pertain to each section? Like you and I went through and discovered like A1 through 8.
No, well, based on looking at the maps I've seen, no. The installations that are there are what is there. So what's going to change each week is where the materials spawn, where the spice spawns. But they took most of the tier 6 materials out of anything other. They don't even start now until you get to that last half of the E row, which is where the PvP stop ends. And even that there's much less in that portion. I'm like, which kind of just, it's one of those things of, again, at the end of the day, what you guys wanted was a PvP game and you just didn't get it because your crowd went, what? So, but you threw the PvE guys a bone, but you didn't really give them. Getting into tier 6 is a crawl and a slog, and whatever. We can debate whether that's good, bad, or indifferent. From my standpoint, they went too far.
Yeah.
There's been a couple other things that they've done where I thought they went too far. You have to balance how much of a grind, because if the game becomes too much of a grind, you're going to turn people off. There's a weird balance you have to maintain of, you can't just hand them all of the materials, right? You can't just go, hey, here's all the materials, build your in-game stuff.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if I'm grinding for hours just to make the thing, to make a thing,
right,
that starts to get to the point where I start questioning, okay, maybe I'm just going to go base build for a while and not mess with this at all.
Right.
Because it's just not worth my time.
And my thing is like, okay, so I go in there and let's say I'm looking for a certain item, right? Or a certain set of something or whatever, right? And I go through and I don't get what I'm looking for. I know a lot of it's RNG, yada, yada, yada. My RNG luck in most games is terrible.
Right.
And I get a little frustrated when I've gone, back and forth, let's say 5 or 6 times, which is 5 or 6 hours worth of gameplay, right? Because everything respawns every hour.
It respawns every
and I keep
it's every
coming
45 minutes. But
well, fair. But I keep coming up empty-handed.
Sure.
I get a little frustrated with that because it's like,
how long did I try to get those stupid aluminum armored boots, and then by the time I got them, I didn't need them.
Right. So it's like, well, the fuck. Like it's like what how. It begs the question for those unique items in those chests, right? Should there be another way to obtain them?
Well, normally a lot of that stuff actually will drop from multiple chests. The problem is some of those, they all have the same thing. Like I did a run earlier and ended up with 2 of the same pistol that I just didn't want.
Yeah,
right.
The run,
and now I have 2 of them.
Right.
So I would prefer that. I'll be honest. I would almost prefer that everything just drops from one chest. So these items drop here, those items drop there. So at least I know that in the RNG, I'm not fighting 3 or 4 different lists trying to get the item that I want. And that has to do with any game, by the way. This is not exclusive to Dune. I'm looking at you, Destiny. And other games that have this sort of drops where that they rotate through and they change, or just anything where you're trying to get a random drop. Um, it can get frustrating. I get less frustrated with that because I do know eventually I'm going to get what I want, and I'm collecting other materials that I need. I talked about the hunt for those aluminum armored boots, the Shadrath's boots. But by the time I got them, I have so much spice infused aluminum dust now, I could keep my stuff repaired the entire
Right.
time with no issue.
Right.
And I'm kind of getting the same way now with the spice infused duralinium dust, because you do a run out there, you do 2 or 3 of those things before my inventory and my bike or my ornithopter inventory is full and my inventory is full and all the inventories are full, so I have to come back. You end up with quite a bit. I've got almost 500 of that now, so I can keep all that gear repaired in good order. So it has its advantages. You have to, and sometimes you've got to look at the quote unquote bigger picture. Yes, I didn't
Yeah.
get the item that I'm looking for,
Right. Fair.
but at the same time, I got this. And then sometimes you get these things, you're like, oh, I wasn't looking for that, but I like it.
Right.
So yeah, I'm trying to get more of the weapons, and specifically, apparently Thufir's Best does drop out of there. So I just need that permit so I can
I need
repair the
one.
one I got.
I need one so I can start using and repairing the one that I get. Exactly.
Somebody we know has 2 of those.
Oh, really?
Not the permits. Not the permits. Just
I was
2 of
gonna
the actual
say.
rifles.
I was gonna say if somebody we know has 2 permits and wouldn't mind, having us knife fight for the debt to the death in the PvP area for one.
Right.
I'd be okay with that. No, but like
You really want to PvP me, bro?
I mean, if we're just talking about like swords or knives, sure. If we're talking about abilities, no, not really, no. But I just
But-
like
Yeah.
how do I put this?
But I want to
My-
get us geared enough so that we can go do the even bigger content.
Right, and yeah, and that's my thing is like right now we're all kind of like in our own little silo, doing our own little thing to get to the point where we can do the group stuff. And I'm like, I just wish that. Remember that part like a month or 2 ago when I said survival games need to solve this problem and nobody's figured it out yet?
Mm-hmm.
Dune Awakening still hasn't figured it out yet either.
No. I don't know that it's exclusive to survival games, but yeah.
Well, it kind of is because a lot of survival games, right? They take
Really,
their
how many nights have we spent just doing our own thing in Destiny, but we're on the Discord? We're all playing the same game, but we're not in the same spot.
Sure, but my thing is like with survival games specifically, right? What they seem to do is they take the the single player experience and then drop a multiplayer server on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
And what I think what I wish somebody would figure out is how to do the shared world experience without feeling like I can't play with you because I have to go and do X thing for myself. I don't like. I don't know.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but I think I don't think that's necessarily exclusive to survival games. But and here's the thing though, in order to do that, then you start taking away the ability to play the game by yourself at all. Because now you have to force them into groups. Now you have to force them together. And that is far worse, I think, than what we have. Because then we get in a situation where, well, nobody else is on. I can't do anything.
Right? Yeah, fair. But I guess I guess what I mean is like in a game like this where we're all playing, finger quotes together, separately but together, right? We're all doing our own thing. Like, I wish that there was a better way to
Sure.
coordinate and do things together without.
Well, here's an interesting thing.
Yeah.
The way that let's look at the way the deep desert works right now.
Okay.
A through the first half of E is PvE. now.
Right.
And what they've done is instead of multiple blueprints in those testing stations, you only get one.
Right.
But everybody gets it. Out in the PvP area, there are multiple blueprints, but only one person can loot the chest, and you have to share it out. So here's the thing, though. Let's take that mechanic
Yep.
of some spaces have less, some spaces have more.
Yep.
I'm soloing just your bog standard outposts because I'm intel hunting, right? So the ones that have a unique chest, I get one blueprint out of.
Okay.
We're in a group.
Yep.
Everybody gets 2 blueprints.
Yeah.
Give them an incentive
Yep.
to group up.
Yep.
This
I
is
like
the
that.
thing. There's no incentive for us to group up other than, hey, let's just go do something together. There's no incentive for that.
Right.
Now,
Yeah.
somebody's going to tell me, well, I shouldn't have to do that. And you're right. We shouldn't have to do that, but that's just not the world that we live in.
Right.
Everyone, when it comes right down to it, well, as my high school history teacher used to tell me, man is inherently evil, and when left to his own devices, will exploit the system for his own advantage. That's exactly the same thing we're doing here. Not maliciously, but a lot of the times there's just no advantage to grouping up.
Right.
There's no carrot for that particular stick.
Right.
It's just, and it gets chaotic. Then you get into the fact that I can't tell you from the NPCs
Right.
without paying really careful attention to the cursor. Now, I can't shoot you in the PvE area. I can't hurt you, but you suck up bullets. You block line of sight, so to speak. So again, the grouping aspect of this game is just not there. I should be able, if I'm in a group, and again, this is gamification versus reality.
Right.
I'm playing a game. I don't really need reality. I get reality every single day.
Right.
So give me a way to discern who is who.
Yep. I agree.
That alone would make it better.
Yeah.
Especially when a few times when we're in places and we get split apart a little bit trying to get all of the NPCs, and then you turn around and you're like, oh wait, that's my guy.
Yep.
Don't shoot that guy.
Yep. Honestly,
because there's just no easy way to discern.
What would go a long way is just a fucking your name over your head.
Well, right.
That's it. I don't need. I need your name over your head. If I can do it like World of Warcraft, every other fucking MMO does it.
Give me a little green dot over your head. Whatever.
Yeah. Give me an indicator over.
That's a friend.
Make it that Sims crystal thing. Right?
Right, whatever.
I don't care.
Whatever,
just give me an indication over your head that you are a human being that I cannot shoot. Right?
Right.
Just
friendly,
give that to me and then toggle it off in PvP because you don't need it. But just give me something. Give me something to work with here.
Except I've seen that same complaint about PvP too. Sometimes trying to tell and now when you're in the PvP area, you can hurt your teammate.
Oh, yeah,
so
fair.
It becomes even more important that I do not shoot at you.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
And when there's no way to tell, you're just willy-nilly shooting at people.
Yeah, you're not.
So again, they do need to put in some way to tell friend from foe. That would help a lot, I think. But yeah. But overall, and it's taken 200 hours to find something I don't like about the game, right?
Right.
but there are a few things, other things. I don't. Another part of the problem
Yeah.
is we cannot, like, say the two of us or the three of us are like, okay, we're gonna jump in the assault doctor and go get Jasmium. Well, there's only so many nodes, right?
Right.
That are spawned at a given time. And even on our piss ass little server, there's been times if somebody's through there right before you went through there, well, you got nothing.
Well, how many
But
times did we
but we
joke
don't
about?
get more. But we don't get more if we're doing that in a group. So there's again
Right.
no real incentive because then we have to split everything out, which is fine. But if you're in a group, personally, your harvesting should go up a bit
Yep. I agree.
so that everybody can get that.
I
So
agree.
and there's a couple of elements in particular. Jasmium is one, erythrite is the other,
And aluminum.
which are the bottleneck. Aluminum you can get anywhere.
Well,
Once you move, there is tons of aluminum on that map. Yes,
fair.
you have to hunt it down, but unlike jasmium, which is only in a single area,
Yeah.
and erythrite, which is only in a single area,
Yeah.
and that one's even worse because there's very few nodes out in the open now, so getting a buggy to some of that is a pain in the ass. So now I have to either, I've got to find the few that I can drive my buggy up close enough to get the mining laser on, or I have to get out, mine it by hand, and store it. So
Right.
really, all I'm doing is carrying bigger mobile storage.
Right.
It defeats the purpose of having the mining laser on the buggy.
Yep. Exactly.
So they need to put more nodes out in the open. I know they did. They took some out. They took too much out when they made that particular change. And I'm talking about shit that happened in the beta. Sue me. They went too far.
Yep.
Jasmium is the same way. It's a bottleneck, and I can only think that that's by design.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
there's iron to be had just damn near anywhere in that area. Copper, you can't sneeze in this game without seeing a copper node.
Right. Can't sneeze without seeing
carbon is
copper.
pretty easy to get. So, but the two bottlenecks are jasmium and erythrite. So fix it.
Yeah.
If you've got 40 people, your server has a max of 40 people. Each siege has a max of 40 people. So, but I would say at least half of that needs to be able to mine the same shit at the same time and still get a harvest.
Yeah.
If you just must have, so fix it basically. But again, I'm sure that's by design. And because of jasmium in the radiation area, now you're limited to storage unless you're just absolutely crazy and you're down in iodine pills like they're water to get your buggy out there.
Right.
We've
seen that too.
That's because Cubby's crazy. If you're watching, hi Cub. But so it's just one of those things. It's and again, this is kind of nitpicky, right? It's like these are specific instances. And as you alluded to earlier, that first 40 to 60 hours for your average play when you're in Haga South up through probably at least Eastern Shield Wall. And in the story, up through the story and the side missions, that is an absolute AAA number one experience.
Oh yeah,
of a game.
Yeah,
whether it's a survival game or whether they had the survival aspects weren't even there.
Right.
Or this is still a really, really good experience.
Even the side missions, the
contracts.
Well,
that's what I'm saying. I'm including the side contracts into this. The story, the side contracts.
And I haven't even completed all of those yet because honestly, I didn't want that experience to end.
I haven't either.
That's why I haven't completed them yet.
I've currently got a dozen contracts that have to be finished, and I think that's all that's available right now.
And I'm just like, I want to. I cannot get enough of I'm going through the Atreides story right now, right? And I think the stream tomorrow night is probably going to be. Well, I want to do some Deep Desert stuff with you because I want to show that off regardless. But I also want to continue the Atreides stuff because my God, that needs to be shown. It's so good. It's so good. And like my other thing is like I wonder if the other house stuff is just as good. That's my question.
I don't know. I don't really know, but I have zero interest in doing the Harkonnen stuff.
All right, yeah, that's my.
Um,
I have zero in
you
doing it,
know,
I just wonder if it's as well crafted.
that's
But also,
purely a
but
Dune nerd thing
also,
in me.
but also, fuck the Harkonnens. So
The answer I think is absolutely yes. Um, and as someone who just recently reread Dune, it is even more amazing to me now of how much is drawn from the book.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and
you
there's
mentioned that.
stuff drawn from the other books too, but man, there's dialogue in the game that is verbatim from the book.
Yeah,
Absolutely verbatim. Some of the stuff that happens without spoilers in the Trials of Akil and things like that. Some of that dialogue is straight out of the book. Um,
you mentioned that pretty much
and there's and it's
all of the
all
trial
little
stuff is out of the book.
details. Oh, yeah, all that stuff is straight out of the book. Um, all it's more of the little details, which is right. I don't want that part to end, but at the same time, I'm like, I need to advance these contracts because, especially with the Atreides ones, so I can get more stuff to build with.
Right.
So at the same time, and so hopefully, and again, we are still only in one small portion of the planet.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
So there's lots of space for them to add zones and add things to do.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
uh, even well, if the deep desert is just an open expanse, so there's plenty of space there. And of course, the deep desert map is probably, I think it's it's more than 5 times the size of the Haga map, but it's empty. So it kind of reminds me of when I was playing Horizon. If you remember that MMO, you're old. Beautiful, beautiful world. You could run for half an hour without ever seeing an NPC.
Yeah.
Nothing to kill, nothing to talk to, not another player, nothing. And that's not good in a game. It's
No.
just not.
Yeah, no.
Um, but yeah, great game by the way. I miss it. It's one of the MMOs I miss. But
Fair.
the deep desert kind of reminds me of the same thing. I'm like, okay, I'm spending 20 minutes just flying out to get to what I need to do then because there's nothing
Right.
to do in between here.
Right. Right. It's kind of the same thing. And it's a little frustrating. But then listening to watching and reading and listening to all the developer things, they have all these great ideas for the deep desert and they want to do this in the deep desert and they want to do that, and they want to implement this down the road. And I'm like, that's all great. But I have to talk about what's in front of me.
Right.
And what's in front of me ain't finished. It's not finished.
It's not even close.
It's not even close to finished. And that experience, after having this incredible story-based experience and this incredible adventure through almost 200 hours in a game, and then you get to this point and it just like I said, it falls off a cliff, like watching Cheeks fall off a cliff in New World. It just it doesn't. It's disappointing.
Speaking of, watch the clip that I posted today on the Discord.
Oh, okay. All right. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let's see. Clips.
Don't play the audio because it's got music running.
Let's see. All right. Mute audio. 1 second. Here we go. Oh, Lord. Let's see this. There we go.
Make it bigger.
There we go. I got it.
I have a full storage. I'm trying to get back to my base.
Okay.
I'm at the top of the shield wall currently.
Okay. And you're like, well, let's just full send.
It full send. There we go.
Hey, look, a ramp. Listen, man, anything can be a ramp if you try hard enough. And
Or
yep, that's. Hey, then look, guys, it's the experience of playing in the deep desert.
yeah, he's okay. That's called abusing the game mechanics right there.
That is indeed called abusing the game mechanics, and it's booful.
Just yeet that sumbitch right off the cliff.
That was great. That was great. Oh my god. but if I were to give the developers feedback at this point, here's what I would say. You have lovingly built a 200-hour experience.
Mm-hmm.
You need to rapidly build out the content or the design behind the content of
take a second.
Of the 200-hour experience. Be beyond the 200-hour experience.
When you copy something directly from the Haga map, take a second to remove the quest items.
Oh yeah, that too, guys. That was
why am I finding in the deep desert? Why am I finding the mission item for the opening mission to the ship?
Yep. That made me laugh. But so, like I said, if I were to give them feedback right now, if we had a developer on, here's what I would say, right? Is that you have lovingly built a 200 plus hour experience, right? But now your job is to craft the experience beyond that 200 hours. And you haven't done it. And you've got a short amount of time.
Right, and unfortunately you have a short amount of time. Yeah.
To get that content right. Because if you don't, what you're going to see is the most dramatic drop-off, and then all of the articles online are going to be, Dune Awakening sees dramatic drop-off in players after... I can see it now. So let's avoid that, right? Let's work together as community. They said in their blog post that the game is now in our hands. Therefore, it is their job to work with us to craft the game we all want. Put your money and your time and your experience where your mouth and your keyboard is, and deliver on what you said.
Right. And you could start by filling the empty space. Every sector in the deep desert should have a testing station.
Yep.
Should have either a testing station or a couple of down ships.
Yep.
Something. Yep. Every sector. And they're just like, well, that's just going to give you too much stuff. No, it won't, because I have a finite loot table, and I keep getting the same crap anyway.
Right.
That I don't need 14 copies of.
I ran 6 sectors last night, 6 blocks last night, and got the same thing 3 times.
Right. You need an itemization pass.
Do you think the 3rd time I'm going to pick that thing up? No.
Right. Well, and because
especially if it's that shitty pistol.
You can put it up. Right. You can put it up. You can put it on the market, but why? Nobody wants it.
Well, it's not even that. It's not even that. Our marketplace is tied to our world server.
Right.
Therefore, you have to hope to God that somebody wants it without just getting it themselves.
That's going to be on. That's my thing. That's going to be on any world server in that way.
Sure.
And some people, I get it. If I can go to, there's a few things that I'm looking for that I would love to be able to just go to the market and spend 300,000 Solaris and buy the damn.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But I've looked on our market. There ain't a lot there.
Correct.
And I've talked to people on other servers, and they're like, there's just not a lot.
Right.
Nobody's using it.
I've watched a few of the larger...
Because you made it too damn hard to use. I have to go to Airkeen or Harco to use the damn thing.
Well,
I should have a marketplace. I should have a market stall in every single trading post.
That I agree with.
You want me to use it? Make it easy to get to.
Somebody had said something about having one in like your base, and they shot that down. That I actually agree with.
Yeah, that's a
that
little
I
too
agree
much.
with.
Whatever. I mean,
It's too
don't be
much.
wrong. I think it would be kind of cool if you put in a mission, and at the end of the mission would give me that sort of thing. But whatever. But at the very least, it needs to be in every single trading post. I should have a market stall.
Right. Yeah, because if you put it in the base, you get to the point where suddenly you're not playing a game, you're fucking playing The Sims in your base.
Sure.
And that's just not
right. Well, like I said, I agree. I don't want one in my base necessarily. I just want it easier to get to.
Yep.
That's either not going to cost me a flight across the overland map or 2,500 Solaris just to get there to use the market.
Yeah, and then now they did you see they patched the bug they had in the game where if you flew in your ornithopter, you could use the pilot to fly you back for free.
Oh, I just fly out on my ornithopter. If I fly in on the ornithopter, I fly out.
Yeah, that was a
I didn't know about that particular bug.
That was a fun bug.
Because I just presume that if I flew in on my ornithopter, I either have to pay the pilot 2,500 just to take me back, or I couldn't use the pilot at all. The pilot would be like, I think the pilot should be like, you flew your ass here, fly your ass out.
Right.
You know? So, but yeah, you want people to use the market, make it easy to get to. That's the thing. Make it easier to get to, and we don't have a problem. Or hell, just put one. You don't have to put one in Hoggus South. Just drop one in Anvil or Pinnacle or something, or Crossroads. You don't have to put one everywhere. Just put one where I can get to it without spending 3,000 Solaris.
Yep, I agree.
You know, then you would see people use it more.
Well, right. Well, and the other thing is like this isn't really like an auction house style game. Like it doesn't really need that type of economy.
No, it really doesn't. But sometimes you want to shortcut stuff. And let's say for some reason I took a vacation and my base all died and all that. So I just want to go buy a bunch of materials so I can rebuild my shit.
Right.
So that's cool, right?
So,
but at the same time, it's like,
Exactly. So beyond Dune Awakening, we had the quarterly producers letter come out for Star Wars: The Old Republic, which is another game that you and I have played quite a bit of. I played Star Wars: The Old Republic from before its official launch.
Right. I was playing in the late beta.
Yeah, the guild that I was in at the time got into what they called the guild beta, which was like an extension of the friends and family beta. And so we were playing from, I want to say like the mid-summer of 2011 all the way up to launch. And so some of the things that we got to test were actually put directly into the game because of our feedback.
And beyond.
It was pretty cool. So now we are 15 years, almost 16 years into SWTOR, and the game is still running, which is awesome.
For now.
But we've seen the game go from BioWare to Broadsword Entertainment, which is usually people were terrified that's where the game was going to go to die and go into maintenance mode, right?
Right.
To their credit, it seems like Broadsword is doing a pretty good job pumping out things to keep people playing. But there was one thing that they haven't been able to pump out, which has been new story content because of the actors' strike that has now ended. So at the end of this producer's letter, they talk about two things. One, they talk about the game finally getting an update for DirectX 12, which is super interesting, given that this game, according to so many people, is on its last legs, right? You don't update the back end of the game, You don't
Right, if you're gonna
update
kill
things
it.
if you're going to things direct. They've spent probably a year, the past year, updating the back end, doing all these back end fixes,
Right.
updating animations and graphics and things like that. You don't do
Right.
that if you're going to kill the game, right?
Right.
But what they said is at the end of this, and I'll pull this up here so we can take a look at this real quick. It says here.
Too long, didn't read.
in,
New content.
right?
Good Lord. Get to the point, man.
What's coming up? Our next seasonal event is arriving in just a couple weeks. Narsha.net Life will be returning on July 8th. A separate article will be published at a later time, focusing on new rewards, updates coming to the event. Cool. That's one of my favorite event activities in the game. Yeah. Those familiar with our content calendar will know Game Update 7.7.1 is our next release. With it, players can expect the next Galactic season. Okay, that's very... players will also see additional updates to our character modernization efforts in 7.7.1. Cool. Those are really cool. The most important of these will be the anticipated improvements for the icon words. The Ratataki to give them the same attention other species recently received. Companions not covered in 7.7 will also be getting some love, as well as continuing refinements and bug fixes based on your feedback. And then this is where we get to the part that everybody's interested in. I know many of you have been asking for updates on the story content, and I cannot tell you how much I appreciate your patience. I am happy to say we will have content details on the release of Galactic Threads and Masters Enigma in our upcoming 7.7.1 live stream, so we're looking forward to sharing the story roadmap with you all then. So, finally, after what feels like forever, we are finally getting new story content coming to SWTOR, which this game desperately needs. SWTOR is a game that thrives on its story, and when it's absent, you really, really feel how barren the game is.
I mean, I don't know. I spent a whole lot of time building my lair, so.
I mean, fair. But
And I still have it installed. I mean, it's a
yeah.
game that just stays installed and I go like, something else I just saw today. New content coming to Red Dead Online.
What?
Yeah, it's new missions that oddly enough seem more like a Halloween event than a July event.
Interesting.
But whatever. Yeah, I saw that today. New mission content. Some old Outlaw Pass items are coming back. You know, it's easy for them to build missions, right? RDO's not going to get any meaningful new content,
which sucks because they really screwed the pooch on that one.
RDO is like one of the greatest games that never was, so to speak.
Oh yeah.
That game could have been an amazing.
Right.
And as we've said many times, it is still the best looking game out there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, when I turned on the new PC, right? Cyberpunk and Red Dead.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I did too.
Yep. My God. The weird thing is on my ultra wide though, Cyberpunk only wants to run in 2560 by 1440.
Huh.
And I don't understand why.
Right.
I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense because it wasn't doing that before.
So, jumping back to an earlier topic real quick.
Yeah.
I'm in Airkeen. I'm on the market. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 schematics available for armor, for unique armor.
Yeah.
There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 for weapons. That's it. That is literally the only thing on here.
Ouch.
One Sandbike not module. Emperor's Wings Mark 1. Okay.
Oh boy.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Still suit. I mean, there's just nothing here. So again, it's not being used because there's nothing here. Yeah.
It's very strange. It's very strange.
You know, well, I don't know if it's because, like you say, shit is easy to get.
Right. Yeah.
So I mean, okay, I say easy. It ain't easy.
Finger
Okay.
quotes easy.
Right. Finger quotes easy.
Yeah.
But it's available to everyone.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what the answer is there, to be honest with you.
I think the
I
answers make it easier to get to. I really do. I think if you had a place that people could go, whether it was, whatever, just pick one. It doesn't even have to be everyone. I would prefer you just put a terminal in every single trading post.
Yeah, I agree.
that
Yeah.
would be optimal. But just drop one in Pinnacle, whatever. I'll just pick one. We'll put one in Pinnacle so that people can get to it easier. They don't have to go put one in Pinnacle, put one somewhere in the A category in the deep desert. So I don't even have to go back to my base. I don't have to go
Right.
back to anywhere to be able to get to it. The way to make people use it is to make it easy to get to. And right now, it's just not that easy to get to.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair.
So, yeah.
Fair. I don't know how. I
And there's
think
no
what they're
raw
going to end up.
resources. There's no components. There's no refined resources.
Yeah, I think what they're going to end up doing to try to drive the economy like that is they're probably going to have to end up creating a marketplace server instance that then pulls from other other places in or other world servers because
Right.
there's just not enough activity going on them to make it
Sure.
worth it right now. I think that's what
Right.
they're going to end up doing.
Something. But why would you wait, I don't understand. Why do you need a server for that?
Well, I'm just saying that on the back end, like they're gonna end up having to create their own like marketplace server where it's like 25 world servers come together to create
Oh,
this.
right.
You know what
So
I
it's
mean?
like an overarching world, overarching thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that would also help because the more people you have get eyes on this, the more likely you are to sell something. Yeah. Again, though, if you want people to use it, make it easy to get to.
Yep. Agreed.
And they really haven't. But anyway, yeah. So new content of Red Dead, which is kind of cool, even if it's just missions. That's still really cool. That Red Dead is getting stuff.
Absolutely. I will
A
take all of
couple
the
of
new Red Dead
couple of
content.
companies. God, who was it this week? Started doing layoffs. Belloir was talking about it.
Microsoft is supposedly going to start.
No, it wasn't Microsoft. It's a couple gaming companies. Hang on, let me find it.
I'll say yeah. Take a look and see if you've got info or news.
Belloir was talking about it a couple of videos ago. No, that's Belloir Warcraft. I don't care about that.
Hey,
Oh, in this case, it's not the one I want. Here we go.
here's an interesting PSA for the Nintendo Switch 2. Make sure you use the official Nintendo Switch 2 HDMI cable, or your Joy-Cons might randomly disconnect.
Nice.
What?
Mind's Eye. I think they did Splitgate.
No,
Yeah. No.
Mind's Eye is the game. Mind's Eye is that terrible trash game.
Okay. And then whoever runs Splitgate.
Splitgate 2 just
Right, but
came out. What
they're
are they?
starting. The thing is, that's how this works. It's how the industry works. Once the game has come out, because all these guys are contractors, so they overload during development. And now my game is developed. I don't need you anymore.
Fair. Yeah,
So
okay.
they cut back down. So that's what's happening. It's the company that does Splitgate, which I can't remember the name of the company. But yeah, so you got those guys. They're doing layoffs, dumping more people into the pool.
Joy.
So right. What else?
Absolute joy.
There's a Steam sale going right now. Some of the space games are on sale. If you're into that sort of thing,
Yes.
there's a couple of
There's
good ones.
But there's some decent stuff on the Steam sale right now.
Yeah, it
If
really
you
is.
want Red Dead 2, it's $15.
Right.
Like that is
Which will get you, Red Dead Online, and there's a lot of playability in Red Dead Online still.
Well, the thing with Red Dead Online though is if you're gonna start, you need finger quotes to start with someone who's also either just starting or wants to run you through shit, because some of those missions you have to matchmake for, and
Right.
you find nobody and then you're fucked.
Yeah, nobody's matchmaking for them, so yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to
True
find
that.
anything else on the Steam sale. Let's see. Ooh. Ghost of Tsushima is down to $40. That's a pretty solid. That's $20 off. That's a pretty solid deal.
Nice.
Let's see what else we got. GTA 5 Enhanced is $15, which again gets you GTA Online access. Wow, they did a sale on Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 already. That's 20% off.
Nice.
If you're into
20% is not unusual even early on in the
if you're into MMO games where like you shape the persistent world, Foxhole is on sale again for $20. Foxhole is incredible. Everyone should pick it up and play it. It is a World War II MMO, top-down MMO, where you and everything you do, basically every individual player contributes to the effort of the game. You do logistics, base building, like reconnaissance. There's combat. It's fucking incredible. Play that damn game.
PAX Day's on sale. Just saying.
Is it? Well, wait. How much is it?
It's not on big sale, but it's on sale.
How much is it?
You'd have to look. I saw it earlier today.
All right, hold on. PAX Day is $24.89. That's approximately $50 too much.
All right. Yeah, I'm not arguing. I just PAX Day's on sale. Let me look at my wish list. Let's see what else is on sale.
Ooh, Spider-Man Remastered $30. That's a solid deal. If Spider-Man Remastered is an incredible game. Grounded, the big fuck off edition is down to $20 because Grounded 2 comes out at the end of the month. If you haven't played Grounded and you really want a cool, different take on a survival game, pick that up. It's also on Game Pass. So if you have Game Pass, take a look at Grounded. What else? Satisfactory is on sale again, but it goes on sale all the time. So
So
the Elder Scrolls...
Rise Son of Rome is like $4, $3.50. And don't get me wrong, it's not a stellar game, but it is definitely a game that's worth your time if you like that sort of God of War-ish style.
No, but I had a great time on that game with the on the Xbox One. Was it Xbox One?
Yeah, it's a fun game. It really is. It's certainly you're going to get $3.50 out of it.
Oh God, yeah, for sure.
Between the Stars is on sale for $12. It's a little spacey game.
Elder Scrolls Online is $5.
Nice.
Look, if you want just a solid fucking story and you don't care about the MMO, you want a good story content packed in with little pockets of great stories, pick up the Elder Scrolls Online. Seriously, I had so much fun going around and just finding all the little stories and getting immersed in that world. It was it was great. Just do
Galactic Civilizations 4 is on sale for $20.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. That's 50% off, so it's not terrible. I played the crap out of the first ones. I haven't got this one yet. Galactic Civilization is my kind of favorite 4X game that's not Masters of Orion. Salt 2's on sale. Don't care. Stardew Valley.
Void Crew is on sale for $20 or $18.
At this point, when is Void Crew not on sale?
Well, I mean, you're not wrong. I've seen it on sale for
but
it's on my wish list. So I was like, all right, let me take a look and see.
Right. Yeah, Satisfactory's on sale, but it ain't on sale big enough for me to buy yet.
Monster Hunter Rise is $10.
Nice.
That's a good. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, if you like that style of game or want to try that style of game, That's a good way to get into it.
Yeah,
Breachway is on sale. I need to get this. I played the demo and it's actually really kind of
let's
cool.
see what else is that.
It-
Age
it's
of
a space
Empires
game that's card based.
Age of Empires
kinda
4
cool.
Anniversary Edition's $16. That's a stellar price for that game. That game is fucking amazing. Lethal Company, if you don't own Lethal Company and you like horror first-person titles, it's $8. Just go buy the damn game.
Dawn of Defiance is on sale. This is one I've had on my. I've got this on my wish list. I've been looking at it for
What
a
is it?
while. It's called Dawn of Defiance. It's on sale for
Dawn of
$15 right now.
Defiance. Okay, it's an early
It's
access game.
it's think of Valheim, but you're Greek.
Greek
As
Valheim. As opposed to
the Spartans.
Crossroads, which is apparently Pirate
Right.
Valheim. Which
is Pirate Valheim. I did watch some of that today, and
oh my god, I want it! I want it so
it looks
bad.
good.
I want it so
you can
bad.
Sign up.
I did.
You can sign up for the beta. And
I did. I was like, oh my god, I want that game so bad.
It looks pretty good. He actually did say something. It's like, oh, it looks like Conan Exiles. He's like, no, this is way more Valheim.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I need this game. I was like, oh fuck, I need this. This is that. Yeah, that game's gonna be a problem.
Lost Skies is on sale for $20. It's only 20% off, but
all right.
It's not terrible for we played that one. That's a little survival game in the air that we played for a little while. So yeah, and then I've got a bunch of stuff that nobody's gonna care about. X4 Timelines. Speaking of space games, $12.
Damn.
You can't miss for that. It's really,
Yeah, see, Dawn of Defiance.
Yeah.
Dawn of Defiance just went on my wish list. Let's see. What else we got?
80s 2 is on sale. It gets good reviews. I played the first one. The first one's really good.
The Lord of the Rings Return to Moria is $13. Go buy that game.
Yeah, get that. That's a
that game
good one.
is so much fun. Go buy that game. I cannot tell you how good that game is.
Huge list of coming soon.
Oh yeah, same.
The better part of my wish list is all coming soon.
Yeah, oh yeah, same.
Or to be announced.
To be announced. Or hey, this might go into early access sometime, maybe, kind of, sort of. Oh, the Avatar Frontiers of Pandora is $20.
That's worth it.
It's a beautiful game, and now that I have
for Far Cry Pandora, it's really good, and I don't say that like it's a bad thing.
No.
I think I've expounded upon my love for the Far Cry series quite a bit on this show. So it is Far Cry Pandora, but
Tempest.
So keep that in mind.
Tempest Rising is $30. That's I like the $30 price point. I don't like the $40 price point for that one. What else we got? Let's see here. WrestleQuest is $6. Cheeks, you need to buy WrestleQuest and play WrestleQuest. It's silly and fun.
Actually,
it's silly and fun, and you would love it.
Isn't it it's considered one of the best ones out there for that sort of
it's like a 16-bit ish.
Yeah.
It's so good. I absolutely
WrestleQuest 1 or is that the one you're talking about?
It's just WrestleQuest. Or I'll send you the.
WrestleQuest. It's like $6.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah, it's so good, man.
I can do $6.
As an old school wrestling fan and just a wrestling fan, you will appreciate the shit out of this game. It's so good, man. But all right, friends, I think that's going to do it for us this evening. I may pop back on after this with some more Dune Awakening. We'll see. I'm going to check on the wife and the kid and make sure they're all good and check on the dogs. But as always, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for the support the past couple of weeks, especially for the Dune Awakening stuff. We have seen a bit of an explosion on other platforms, and that makes me feel real good. We've actually picked up a handful of subscribers over on YouTube as well, which is amazing to see. So thank you for supporting us. Thank you for supporting this show. We love you all very much, and we'll speak to you guys again real soon. Say bye, Cheeks.
See you guys. Peace out.